What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below so that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. I hope everyone's doing swell, well, thriving, and surviving, child. Thriving and surviving. Heavy on that surviving. It's springtime, and it feels like we are dead in the middle of summer. Don't it feel like July? I know for me, where I'm at, job so hot, damn near talk. Anyway, like I said, I hope everyone's doing well, swell, thriving, and surviving. For our new subscribers, welcome. I'm Miss Terrell. And for our returning subscribers, you already know what the deal is. Alright, so of course it's always welcome back for you. But needless to say, I'm not going to tarry too long. Got a little interesting story time / tea talk. I don't know if this is going to be a doubt fire or not. It probably will be. Excuse me. But needless to say, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is you sipping on, get it and bring it close. I don't know if it's just in the Carolinas, but do y'all have a Sheetz near y'all? Not a Wawa, not a Royal Farms, a Sheetz. SHEETZ. Their lemonade will give Chick-fil-A a run for their money. Do you hear me? Go ahead and get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you sipping on, get it, and bring it close. Come on around. Yeah, this is probably going to be a doubt fire. I feel it. So, this doubt fire is brought to you by my real life. And so today's tea talk is going to be about, I want to say, reading between the lines. However, it could be more or less of that. All right, it could be more or less of that. Come here. Y'all know who wants to make a guest appearance. Come here. Y'all know who wants to make a guest appearance because he smelt these through the dough. Okay, hold on. Oh, my baby. Hold on. Let me get it for you. Ow, thank you. Okay. Okay, you and your thunder claws. Huh. Like a little baby. I gotta put in a little bite size. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna put it down because you're about to murder me right on camera with these nails. Here you go, baby boot. Here you go, Sasquatch. Okay, so anyhow, yeah, this is gonna be a doubt fire. So it's less about reading what they tell you and it's more about in between the lines. Go, go, go. I'll give you some later. Thank you. So, this tea talk is brought to you, like I said, by my real life. And so we need to have a tea talk about when we've gotten to a place where we're no longer needed. We are no longer needed to be validated by someone else. Yet it doesn't seem to be that way for the other person. Come on, let's get close. Let's get close, okay? You know, you're in the midst of taking care of yourself. You're in the midst of getting all your priorities and your responsibilities together. You making sure the kids' school clothes match in the morning, all right? They ain't got two left shoes, two right shoes. Shit, you try to make sure your own wig is put on half decent in the morning. And then you get into the world. You go outside the doors and you decide to go to work. You decide to meet people. You decide to encounter folks and learn folks and get to know people. And it just comes to a point in time in your walk, in your journey, in your day, in your life, where it just suddenly clicks. Now, if you're anything like myself and you're a late bloomer, you're all over it at this point when it said when it comes to like that temperance vibe. you being able to balance yourself, you being able to pour into your cup, you being able to know what to do to refill it. You can count on you refilling your cup, you know, rather and versus you finding that to be something to expect from someone else for you. You're no longer in that expectation zone of what it is that you decide to give out you want back. You're just to a point where it's just like you don't get it back, and you can tell that you don't get it back. You're not going to come back to this situationship. You're not going to come back to this ordeal. You're not going to come back to this situation. That even can go for places as well. You know, you get a bad vibe from somewhere, you realize like you vibrate higher in different places that value you more, you tend to not go back to those same places. It gets to a point where it gets bland, it gets dangerous, or very well, like the best part about it is it's just like a fall off. Like you're not even worrying about it no more. You're not paying it any mind. So we come around, like I said, sponsored by My Real Life. We come around to getting to know people and stepping outside of your comfort zone, whether it is for business or personal. And so let's just say for personal, right? You finally figured it out. You know, you need to double down on yourself. You need to up the ante on yourself. You need to figure out those presets. You need to figure out those billboards. You need to figure out those boundaries. You need to figure out what is in the way. I did videos. All of those are titles. Go back and look at them things. Or how we say back home, go back home and look at them janks. Go back and look at them janks. And you'll understand how this one falls right in line with what we're going to talk about today. All right. We need to talk about when folks want to start pulling out harps and horns and flutes and shit. They want to have a whole orchestra, a whole symphony, just so you can stay in a certain energy. I know we all have dealt with it at one point or another. We all have gotten lost in relationships and situations and ordeals where we feel as if like having expectations is going to make that other person step up. In actuality, you know, it kind of helps you weed out what it is you don't got time for. You don't have time for. All right. In my real life situation, of course, I'm a late bloomer. And I understand it now. When I made that anti video, I just wasn't talking to my subscribers. I wasn't just talking to people who just glance across my page from the For You page. I'm including myself. I was including myself in that video. Because I really started to understand like you see all the fingers pointing at you, right? It's not this. It's you 5 times. All right. Up the ante. You know what it is you want. You know what it is that you do. You know what it is that you do. And you also know what you're about, right? You're with yourself 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. You know you. All right. And with knowing you, you start to realize things that just don't work for you. All right. I got a little story time for y'all, and I want y'all to take from it what I'm giving, all right? So, a couple months ago, was introduced to a gentleman. We hit it off, no problem. The small things I started to notice is that I don't have a clear mind I don't have a clear mind when it comes to entertaining people. If I have things on the back of my mind that need to be priority, where it is, he was more of expectation. Like, hey, I'm showing you attention, I expect it back, you know. And at one point in time, like, there's a difference between reciprocity and expectancy. Reciprocity, you know, you give what you get what you give. Expectations is like a requirement, you know. So mind you, he can work a 12-15 hour day. I work a good 15 to 18 hour day, depending on the day and what I have going on. Because everything that I do is a passion. Everything that I do caters to my self-employment. Everything that I do has a purpose. And that, oh, he's in his litter box. And my purpose is bigger than anybody on earth expecting me to step up to validate them. Feel me? Rewind that. So, everything is fine, but I'm noticing, again, late bloomer, I'm noticing like, yo, like, is this bill due on Monday or is it due on Tuesday? But then we go out, they don't cover it all. You want to make the date, but you don't plan the funds. So I guess you expect me to pay for it. Oh no. One thing I will tell you is what I'm not used to, what has been out of habit for me is opening my pocketbook and pulling out a card for anything. Okay? So for you to make a plan, not have everything you need for it, and I guess you expect me to pay for it all because what, you paid for dinner? No, that don't work. That don't work. But you know what? I'm a good sport. I'm getting to know you. I'll go ahead. However, I don't like the feeling of when I'm with someone or around someone and I still got responsibilities in the back of my mind. It's making me not enjoy entertaining. It's not making me enjoy being out, being social. It doesn't do any of that. It just really just starts to weigh me down. And that is because my priorities were out of order, So I got to a point where literally I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to like literally up the ante. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to up the ante. So I went back into my normal mode. My normal mode, anyone that knows of me, knows something about me, they know I'm a person that stays to herself. And self-sufficiency has a lot to do with that, as well as I've always been able to get further alone than with anyone. And so I love that about myself. Not because I'm by myself or I people be like, well, you're alone. Jesus was alone. But you know what? He's the most powerful man I know. So it doesn't bother me. People talk shit about Jesus too. It doesn't bother me. When you're secure in yourself, it doesn't bother you. I've been like that since the day is time. All right. Blame my mother. She didn't want me. She didn't like me. She didn't care for me. So I had to learn how to entertain myself. All right. And like when the panty came around, boy, I was like, yo, I was born for this shit. I get to stay at home. What? I get to stay at home all day, even to a point they'll give you a ticket if you go out. What? I've been waiting for this all my life. Spanish flu, come back around, But in situations like this, unfortunately, times like that can drive people a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs without the milk if they're used to always being around folks and getting their energy off of other people and getting their liveliness off of someone else's energy supply. So, me going into hermit mode, Nine of Pentacles mode, Queen of Pentacles mode, getting my shit together, of course, I'm not going to have too much time to talk. And that's the point, because I got to catch up now, So, suddenly, it's the weekend. It's a Sunday. Tired. First Sunday off in a minute. I wake up, 9-ish. Check my emails, so on and so forth, text messages, so on and so forth. I'm so tired. I fed the cat and laid the fuck back down. I didn't get back up until 3. I wake up. Ooh, speaking of which, I need to take my medicine. I wake up to a text message. And this text message says, and I still got it, just to remind me. Text message said, you've been pulling your energy back. And I like you, but that's unacceptable. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure my head's above water and I'm good to go and the cat's good to go. He didn't even ask if we were up in here decomposing or anything. You ain't ask if he's on the back of a fucking cat food bag or anything. You ain't ask if I was on the back of a fucking Dutch master box. You ain't ask none of that. You just go straight into, this is what you're doing and I don't like it. And you're not even understanding, just like you have your own shit to handle, you got a whole mortgage, you got to take care of this, that, and third out of your pocket, bitch, I do too. And for the fact of you, when the fuck did I become a housewife again? You know, for you to feel as if like I'm not giving to you, and I'm not pouring into you. That's interesting, because at one point in time you were a nigga with no expectations. Now all of a sudden shit is unacceptable. No, you can take them violin strings somewhere else. You can take them somewhere else. And I simply told him, and mind you, he rebuttals and says, well, whatever your issues are, you need to improve those. Oh, you're definitely up out of here. You definitely up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't want to go, I'm gone. Like, I mean, I can compartmentalize all of my emotions. Sometimes that's a gift. Sometimes that's a curse. Sometimes it's just fucking downright a superpower, because you don't have time. I don't have time for little shit to irritate me like this. So I just went on by my business, like, for the rest of the day. Like, look, I got shit, I got plan, I got shit, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make my bread, I gotta do what I gotta do. And for you not to understand that, yet you're coming at me, Mr. No Expectation, with requirements. However, you're so absent-minded to the fact of I got my own life. You need someone to validate you. You want someone to be up your ass and around the corner and whatever other hole that you got. You seriously need a lace front and eyelashes, because you's really acting like you the fucking prize. Where they do that? So of course I get more violin strings about stuff. Oh, well, this, that, and the third. I really don't care, because guess what? It's a 22-minute drive to my place. And that's if there's traffic. If it's a clear road, clear highway, 19 minutes, hands down. You can be here to see me if it's that serious. So the rest of the week, give or take, goes by. And at this point, I don't even want to text him. I don't even want to contact him. I don't even want to communicate with him, because I just feel as if like now me reaching out to you is me pursuing you. I don't do that. I don't do that. And I won't do that. You know, again, you're not the prize. However, you let them think it, because as a conductor of any symphony I orchestrate, bitch, they're going to follow my lead, okay? Life follows my lead, because I manifest and affirm what it is that I want to have happen and what I want to have come out of it. It doesn't have anything to do with an outsider, you know? So I hit him up, but like 2-3 days later, I hit him up just to be like, hey, how you doing? Took him 8 hours to text me back. Oh yeah, I'm really up out of here, because I don't know if you're doing this because you feel like I'm doing it, or if you're doing it to make the emotional revenge equal. It don't weigh the same. So he goes on to say, like, hey, I'm firm in what I said. All right, cool. Click it. Like, what? Okay, cool, fine, whatever. He then texts me and says, I say, you know, I'm busy. I got 4 operating businesses. And I got a son that I like to spoil. All right. And so, yeah, you come in when you come in. That's it. So, he's like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to think, y'all. So, went ahead Went ahead and was like, all right, cool, click up, went back to what I was doing. Because the bottom line is, this shit ain't me, this shit is you. And you really walking up in here saying that you have no expectations, but then you coming at me with these standards. And none of this shit was on the table when we first started talking, so on and so forth. It's like you're doing a double standard. Like, you're doing it for you, but it's not okay for someone else, because you want someone else to be available. You ain't got enough going on. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got enough going on, because if that's the case and you really doing what you're supposed to, you wouldn't need all these harps and violins and shit to get my attention. So I ain't paying no mind. I went on about my business yet again. Last Friday came around. He got off work a little early. Next thing I know, he's asking me if he can see me. Now, I figure out what I missed. Let's rewind back. So after he said, you know, he's standing his ground and that's what it was, I went on about my business, like I said. And so he turned around and texted me and said, now mind you, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I got conferences, I got meetings, so on and so forth. He asked me, would it be better with all of that ripping and racing and running business shit I got going on? He had the audacity to text me and ask me if seeing him will make it better, or do I need my space? Watch out, Nylo. Is that a saxophone in your orchestra, bitch? Is that a saxophone? What is that, a clarinet? What is going on? You're the one with the issue. You're the one that has the problem with the fact that I only ration my time. I don't make time, I ration my time. You got a problem with it, but yet again, you're adding something else to my plate, giving me an ultimatum. For all my men out there, there's women out here too. Don't give me no fucking ultimatum. I'm grown. I don't need an ultimatum. I don't have to have someone sign a permission slip for me to do anything. That right there took me out. Because I'm just like, this motherfucker don't understand. Like, what I got going on ain't got shit to do with him. And yet, he in his feelings because he feel like he should. This shit is funny to me. Because literally, like I said, some of these men out here want to be Saucy Santana so bad. So bad. So we need to go ahead and get the hair bonding glue. We need to get them a nice little synthetic piece or whatever the case may be. We need to get them a pack of hair. We need to put them between our legs and braid them the fuck up. And while you doing that, someone needs to be folding their eyelids back and putting eyelashes up underneath them. Because I'm trying to tell you, back to the streets. No, sweetie. No ham, no ma'am, no turkey. Okay, shouts out to Messy Maya. No ham, no ma'am, no turkey. So, last Friday rolls around. Gets off early. Has the audacity to say, can I come see you? He gets here. I said, what made you want to come this way to see me? Oh, I wanted to see you. Here come them fine details. So you mean to tell me you was up my ass, didn't know if I was in here decomposing or not? You mad at me because I was handling business? But you made a very quick solution out the deal and just came to see me. What? What and what? So I'm sitting over here in my sweatshop doing what I need to do to get ready for my market on the weekends. Yes, I have a market. If you're in Winston-Salem, I am at a market on Saturdays and every other Sunday. So I'm trying to get everything together, go down my checklist, a typical Friday night to be able to get ready for my busy market weekend. So as I'm over here working on bracelets, I feel this tap on my shoulder. I turn around, beads, string, everything still in hand, still trying to keep up with the pattern that I have on my table. I turn around, this mofo got his lips perked up, looking for me to give him attention. And in the midst of him doing that, you would have thought he had a frog on his lips, bitch, because I looked at him, and in the back of my head, I said, see, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I ain't gonna be able to do this, because this is gonna be a problem. First of all, no one should make you feel like you have to be there. And no one should make you feel like one way or another, hell, high water, hook or crook, you're going to validate them. They should have already came validated. There should not be anything. If you're just knowing people, what value would I bring to you if we're just getting to know each other? We still have to learn each other to be able to know what value we bring to the table for both of us. Not just as a partnership, but as a union. Like I said before in the past, it's cool to click. It's cool to have chemistry. But do y'all align though? I'm not the only teacher out here. I'm not the only math teacher out here. And I'm not the only person out here that has went to school and they understand in geometry what's called parallel lines. They right beside each other, going the same direction. It didn't serve me any purpose to keep that little nigga around. For the fact being, he didn't, one, I don't feel like he had enough going on to understand. And then two, maybe he just underestimated how much I did have going on based off of what he had going on. See, that's the thing. Even if so happens you want to pull on someone's heartstrings, you know, even absence makes, you know, caring and thinking about somebody fonder. However, if that absence, you're just sitting there looking at pictures and, you know, you're looking at old text messages and shit. And then you go and you try to seem like you can entertain this person, that person, another, and you find out like they really legit busy. You can look me up on LinkedIn, honey. I am busy. It's a problem. I feel like, honestly, he should have said more in lines of what he had going on and what he didn't have going on. Because, I mean, it's all good for you just to do school and work. If you're dealing with someone that has stuff going on, it's very selfish for you to feel as if like it should go to the wayside and you should come to the forefront. You're not a priority. And bitch, you're not a responsibility either. So with that being said, instead of giving an ultimatum, just fucking go. Just fucking go. What is the point in you telling someone, here's your ultimatum, but you're unhappy? And even then, you can't really say you're unhappy. We're not in a relationship. We're just getting to know each other. But it brings me all the way around to say this, just like I said in the opening. It gets to a point where you grow up, whether you're a late bloomer or not. My mom, growing up, used to be like, don't be worrying about them pissy ass boys. Don't be running up behind them pissy ass boys. Them little pissy ass boys ain't gonna do nothing for you. Pretty boys ain't nothing but trouble. And if you don't have something going for yourself, these little rugrats out here that call themselves boys, which will grow up to probably be men, children, they're going to be a headache and they're going to be hell. So at least with an education, you got options. You have choices. When you don't have the basics to be able to know what it is that you're going to go for and the values of the people that you're going to select, it's a problem. And I understand that now, because it's just like, yo, you're not running behind no pissy ass woman, no pissy ass female. I legitimate got things going on. This is why I'm rarely on YouTube now, and I'm struggling so hard to make a schedule to pump out content. And it's because other things that are paying me more are taking the forefront. Point to the blank to the period. I am tired of just doing enough to get by. I'm tired of doing an amount that is a safe goal. I'm ready to take the governors off and full throttle. You know what I'm saying? European style. I'm ready. That's where I'm at. And so if it intimidates, if it discourages, if it makes someone else feel like they're less than, leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can listen to jazz on the radio. I don't need you in my face having a whole nutcracker fucking orchestra here trying to make me believe that I'm the issue or you're the issue, and yet they're holding all the problems. These problems are non-existent to us, so they're personal. You personally have an issue with the fact that someone is dedicated, someone is loyal to, or better yet, they're career focused. You know, especially if someone's career is just starting, and yet yours has been popping, yours has been going on, and now all of a sudden you not giving them attention is unacceptable. Man, fuck these motherfuckers. I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm. You know, you can open up doors for me. You can bring me rose. I love flowers. I love flowers for the right reasons. Not to love bomb, but I love flowers just for the fact of they're me. But needless to say, it's just like, come on. I feel like this. These days and times, relationships don't last long because there's too many people in their shits. It's too many baby mamas. It's too many baby daddies. It's too many people feeling like they got control over your happiness. Okay? Baby daddy ain't with you no more. Cool. Just take care of the kid. Don't worry about my happiness. Clearly you couldn't balance it. Clearly you couldn't do shit with it. Clearly you didn't know your love language, and clearly you never had a good thing. So this is why we didn't work. Alright? However, I don't want nobody around my kids. Y'all know I ain't got no two-legged ones, but I'm saying for the ones that do. You know, if you really think about it, how much of you going out and trying to increase your happiness, how much of that is depleted because someone else is trying to tell you what they don't want or they won't allow? Oh, I won't allow someone else around my kids. Cool, come get them then so I can go out. Because what you're not going to do is put limitations and ultimatums on my happiness just because you still got a piece of what used to be. And in order for you to cherish it and save it and savor it, you don't want no one around them. Child, that baby go to school, that baby go to the gas station, that baby go to the store. They around people all the time. So what the fuck you want to call it? Selfish. They want that piece of you just in case. Just in fucking case. Kids is just as smart as adults these days. They know what hurts. They know what doesn't. They know what makes them feel good. They know what don't. And if they're not comfortable of telling mommy and daddy, they damn sure gonna tell somebody. They'll write it on a piece of paper, slide it to someone. You name it. These kids are smart. So for the fact of someone's telling you they don't want someone around their child, that does not mean that your happiness does not matter. Same thing go for men. Y'all got these chicken head, bird brain ass, ant built farm body ass women who feel like they got the upper hand to tell you, I don't want no one around my child. Come get the motherfucker then, so I can go out. How about that? How about that? You want to be selfish? Be all the way selfish. Come get him. Pick his ass up. That way, you ain't got to worry about nobody being around your child, and you ain't got to worry about nobody in your happiness. Point to the blank to the period. You want to savor the connection? Come get his ass. Come get her ass. Come get them asses. Come get them. I'll give you $20 for dinner to feed them. Come on. Because there's no ultimatums going on. It's 2026. We're damn near in the middle of the year. Who is still giving ultimatums to grown-ass people? No. Take your symphony and get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. You got to get to a point where you don't even want these motherfuckers in your energy. Because as soon as they knock on the door, you hear the violins, child. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Do you? All right, you want to put something together where you want to hear beautiful music. You don't need these illiterate, incompetent ass people. You really don't, because a lot of times, if they're not already coming to you, in the words of my dad, you know, the snake needs to be fattened before it comes to me. Meaning that you should have your own. No, the frog should be fattened before they come to you. Meaning they should already have what they need versus them coming to you seeking it, assuming that you can help them have it and obtain it. They should already have that declaration made in their mind, and they should already have whatever that goal is. They should already have that down. Not, I wouldn't say down pat because no one's perfect, but they should already be on the road of where they want to be. You two someone should just nicely just slide right on up and keep on going. Not perpendicular, parallel. So at the end of the day, it's okay to respond slow, and it's okay for you to check in with yourself first. I don't care if someone thinks you're tripping. The bottom line is, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wants to have you around, but they are giving you the ultimatum because they feel some type of way. Make that shit make sense. I ain't gonna wait, but I would love to hear your comments down there. So I would love to read y'all comments down there. So that's what I have for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody make a band around your life and try to tell you it got to be like this and like that and like this and who the hell are they? No, J. Cole. Who the fuck is you? So yes, just remember who you are. Remember your power. Remember what you walk in. Remember that you're resilient. Remember that you can persevere, and you don't need to meet anybody's expectations but your own. First and foremost. Anything outside of that is just extra on top. So I'll leave that here for right now. I'm going to go eat, and then I got to go back out and teach. So be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit my notification bell down below. Hype the video if you can. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.